Hey guys, Otto here from Acquisition Partner. Now today guys, in this video what I'm going to do is in hopefully less than 10 minutes run through exactly how you can audit a e-commerce brand's email marketing account and strategy. Okay, so this is specifically for any of you out there who are running an email marketing agency, or you want to get e-commerce clients, or you use Klaviyo or a similar tool as your service delivery. Okay, and what I'm going to do specifically in this video is go through every single item that you are going to need to touch upon and pick out from that potential brand in order to audit not only whether they are a good client for you and your agency and whether they can actually pay you, but also to conduct an audit that shows the client you know exactly what you are talking about. Okay, now I promise you, if you watch this video until the very end, you're going to be in a position where you will be able to pitch ecom email marketing services to any brand wherever you are in the world. Okay, so watch, stay focused, take notes, and we're going to jump into it live right now. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to zoom in here. Okay, so the first thing you want to look at, and we're going to use Klaviyo as an email service provider as the example. Okay, so if you don't know what Klaviyo is, I've got other videos on my channel that explains a little bit about the tool. Basically, Klaviyo is an ESP, an email service provider that integrates with all of the leading e-commerce platforms like Shopify, and brands use Klaviyo to send out emails and SMSs as part of their retention marketing strategy. So all of this email marketing for e-com brands is all about maximizing the juice from existing customers that have interacted with the brand. Okay, so it's not about sending cold emails to do lead gen, and it's not about running ads. Okay, just to make that clear. All right, so first things first with the account analysis. What you want to do when you get access to a Klaviyo account, or if you are asking a client directly these questions, is to get an idea of the total number of SKUs that they have in their business. Okay, so if they only have one hero product, it's going to be very difficult for you to launch flows that rely on cross sales and upsells and downsells, things like that, in terms of maximizing lifetime value from each individual customer. It's going to make it harder for you as an agency. Not impossible, but it's something you need to look at first. Okay, ideally the brand will have a number of different products, and those products will already have good proven product market fit, i.e. it's not a new brand. They've got a history of actually selling those products, and within their Shopify ecosystem and within their Klaviyo ecosystem, they've actually got active profiles to date. Okay, so an active profile is somebody who has engaged with the brand based on a purchasing behavior. So they previously purchased something, or they have purchased something and signed up to the email list. Okay, so from here, when you look at the number of SKUs, what you want to get an overview of is whether the brand, through their email and SMS retention strategy, are generating over 30% of their monthly recurring revenue, or it's around 20%. Okay, so if they have only one product, their total SKU number is 1. What you want to analyze is whether whether email and SMS is responsible for generating 30% of their monthly recurring revenue. Okay, if they have more than those products, you can look at 20%. Now, typically in our agency, we took on brands that were already doing 30% of their monthly recurring revenue through email, and we took them to 40, 42, 50, 57, I think over 63% sometimes in some cases. Okay, but these are just general benchmarks. If they've got one product and they are doing less than 30% in monthly recurring revenue, you can help them. Okay, it's quite easy to delineate that. All right, so next thing to look at in their Klaviyo account is, are their benchmarks underperforming? Okay, so an underperforming set of benchmarks is going to be an inbox rate, so the number of emails landing is going to be less than 80%. Their open rate is going to be less than 20%. So all the recipients that receive the emails, how many of those are actually clicking, opening the emails? If that's less than 20%, you can add value. If the click-through rate in each individual email, so if they click the email and then click through the email, if that is less than 1%, you can add value. And then here it's the reverse. If their spam complaint rate is actually above 0.05%, then you can add value. Okay, if their metrics are incredibly good, it's not that you can't add value, it's just going to be difficult and more advanced for you in your strategy implementation. All right, so the next thing here, and I'm going to race through here because we're already up to 4 minutes, but is products and niche. Okay, so first things first, when you're reaching out to a brand, when you're creating an audit, do you understand the niche? Can you speak the language? Okay, from there, what you need to do is map out their ICP, so the ICP stands for Ideal Customer Profile. You not only need to understand the vertical and the niche, are they selling menswear or underwear or sporting goods, garden furniture, whatever it might be. You actually need to do some research to understand who their customers are. Now, that doesn't have to be laborious. It doesn't have to take a long period of time. It might just be that through your interview with them or your calls with them, the client that is, you might find out that actually they sell garden furniture, but they sell not only to homeowners, but they sell direct to trade accounts as well. Okay, so it's important to know that from the start. Next, you want to check their traffic. So we use a tool called Built With. There are other tools, the SEO tools, that you can just get an idea of how many visitors they're actually getting to their ecom store every single month. And then what they are doing in terms of advertising as well. Okay, so how much organic traffic they get and whether they are running ads. Okay, so typically the higher the budget they have on the acquisition side of things, it's going to give you more to go at from a retention point of view in terms of capturing all of that top of funnel traffic and converting them into owned media. Okay, taking their email addresses with their permission. All right. From there, what you want to do is get an idea of social proof. So do they have a lot of UGC, user-generated content? Have they got reviews, testimonials? Do people like and enjoy their products? Do they have good Trustpilot reviews, things like that? If they don't, you can help them and add value. If it's really severely badly, they might just not be a good brand to work with. Okay, they might not, their longevity might not, withstand the test of time. All right. Next thing is you want to confirm the following metrics with the brand owner. Okay, so what are their margins like? And this is important because oftentimes inexperienced email marketers will launch their flows, which we're going to talk about next, and they will litter their flows with increasing discounts. Okay, so in their welcome series, they'll say sign up for 5% off, and then if they don't get a response, it'll be 10%, and then 30%, whatever it might be. Okay, whatever product you are selling, whatever brand you own, if you offer 100% discount, people are probably going to take you up on that, okay? But it's going to erode your margins in totality. You're not going to make any money, okay? So you've got to remember with e-commerce brands is that they will have a specific blended kind of average margin across all of their SKUs, and it's important for you to know that, okay? So if they have a very, very, thin wedge in terms of their margin, it's not going to be appropriate for you to launch hundreds of different discounts that further erode their margins, okay? Not least in the long term. Next thing is just to know a little bit about their shipping timeframes and delivery countries. Okay, so where do they deliver and how long does it take to ship the items? And these are going to really play into your cross-sell and post-purchase flows. All right. So the next thing here is you want to look at their flows and what they've got infrastructure-wise already set up in their account. Okay, so whether they're using Klaviyo or any other tool. All right. So what you want to look at is the abandoned cart, browse abandonment, new customer and post-purchase flow. So what happens when a new customer actually buys something? What flow do they then enter into? VIPs, i.e. customers who are valued by the brand in terms of how many times they bought from them and also their sort of lifetime value and average cart value that they've sort of achieved over the the time of engaging with the brand. A win-back series to engage customers who have potentially forgotten about the brand and they're not opening emails, not clicking emails, and not least buying from the brand. A welcome series for every new recipient who signs up to the list. So they might not be a paid customer yet, but they've given over permission for the brand to save their contact details and emails. And then from there, it's a review request. You want to generate as much UGC as possible. So you need to make sure that they have an automated review request flow. Okay. So within each of these flows, abandoned cart is simply when an active profile, a customer, potential customer, adds products into their cart and then for some reason gets distracted or goes and puts the kettle on or tends to their kids, whatever it might be. They exit the website, but they have still got items in their cart that they physically added, okay? So we follow up with them and you've got to make sure that the brand has 5 emails in this flow, okay? Again, same with the browse abandonment. Browse abandonment is oftentimes a heavily under-leveraged automation and flow. A lot of brands will already have an abandoned cart flow in place, which will be probably, in terms of the revenue it generates, second performing to their welcome series. Browse abandonment it has a similar application where it will just fire for individuals who have looked at the products and not necessarily added them to the cart. Okay, so again, check that there's 5 emails. If there aren't 5 emails, you can add value. All right, kind of get the process here. So the next flow here is a new customer and post-purchase. What are they doing in terms of shipping confirmation and following up and using that small window of time from a human psychology perspective of the customer actually making the purchase? What communication are they receiving after that? If they're not receiving anything, no shipping updates, confirmation, or if they are only receiving those generic updates from Shopify itself, you can add value, you can build out further flows for them, and you can add to what they're doing already. VIPs, again, you want to make sure that they have 5 emails in the flow. Win-back series, i.e. this will trigger based on each individual customer who has engaged with the brand historically. but perhaps they haven't engaged with the brand in the last 30 days. Maybe they haven't opened emails or clicked emails in the last 30 days. Maybe they haven't opened and clicked emails in the last 30 days, and also they haven't made a purchase within 180 days. Okay, so we can get pretty granular in how we segment these flows and trigger them, but it's important for the brand that you're potentially auditing that they actually have a flow set up to re-engage previously engaged customers. All right. Next one here, we'll go without saying, is a welcome series. Now, 9 times out of 10, the brand that you are auditing will have a discount in here. We've got a number of different offers. We've got over 101 different offers that we help people plug and play into all of their strategies. So drop a comment below if you're interested in getting access to offers that don't further erode e-commerce brands' margins. Okay, so when you're doing an audit for a brand, you don't want to go to them and say, oh, you're offering a 5% discount. I think you should offer a 50% discount. So they're going to say, absolutely not, we'll make no money. Okay, so what else do you offer? What else can you offer? Drop a comment below if you are interested in knowing and getting access to all of the offers that we have historically been able to deploy for the brands we've worked with. All right, and then a review request, like I say, do they have an automated flow through reviews.io, whatever it might be, Loyalty Line, there's lots of different sort of platforms that integrate. If they don't, you can build that out and add value. Okay, from all of these flows here, are they being A/B tested? So are all of the emails being A/B tested? This can be based on subject lines, copy, design, offers, CTAs, and equally send times as well. Okay, and then from there, you also want to have do an analysis of their advanced flows. Okay, so is the business a good candidate or use case for subscription flows? For example, through the integration of Recharge. Do they have back in stock and replenishment flows? And then what other third-party integrations do they have with their e-commerce store? Okay, so again, you can go to a site like BuiltWith, download the Google Chrome extension, and then look at what they are using. And then from there, get an idea of what flows you could potentially deploy on an advanced front that will integrate with their existing tech stack. Okay, so we have a solution called the Ecom Email Accelerator. It's not an online course. It's actually where my team and there's 5 of us, we did over 10 million in ecom agency sales over the last 6 years. We actually build everything out and deploy our total infrastructure and clone and copy that and paste it directly into your Klaviyo account. So you can use that for your own brand, or you can just use that and replicate that for all of the client brands that you are onboarding. Okay, so it's an option there. And like I say, drop a comment below or jump into the Discord server and send me a DM and I can set you up with access to that. All right, so we're going to race through here, 12 and a half minutes, right? So we're on to forms, okay? Forms are pop-ups, flyouts, or whole page kind of pop-ups on the website. Now, do they have them present? Are they capturing people's email addresses and key pieces of information? Typically on a pop-up form or sort of workflow, the first piece of information you're going to get is their first name and their email. You can get more sort of layered and granular in that you can get their mobile phone number, birthdays, favorite colors, things like that, and then deploy a number of different flows based on those parameters that are unique to that individual recipient. So has the brand got pop-ups present? Now, a lot of brands will have their own personal biases when it comes to pop-ups. We've spoken to brand owners thousands of times who will say, I hate pop-ups, they don't work. What we always say to them is, you have to put your own personal biases to the side. I don't like pop-ups. It's my personal preference not to have a pop-up. I guess come up on websites that I'm trying to peruse and browse. But in the terms of e-commerce, if you have a large volume of website traffic and a good conversion rate, there are individuals who will happily and willingly give over their contact details and email addresses that you can then plug into your retention strategy and remarket to free of charge. Okay, so you don't have to pay to launch any ads that retarget them. All you have to do is create segments so that they enter into flows and then launch campaigns that directly pitch to those individuals. Okay, so with the forms, what is the user experience like? Are they able to easily exit those pop-ups? There's nothing worse than having a pop-up where you can't see the X and you can't actually get rid of it. If it's difficult to do that, you might just find that the person browsing your potential client's ecom store or brand website is just going to click off the website out of annoyance. All right, there's too much friction. Now, again, with the forms, what kind of offer is being put forward? The offer is going to directly plug into your welcome series. Is it a discount? Is it free delivery? Is it a free guide or extended warranty? Whatever it might be, have a look at what they're doing and come to the table with some additional suggestions of what you can to what they're doing. All right. Now, conversions wise, if their pop-up forms are converting at less than 10% of the time, so out of all of the visitors that are landing on the website, are less than 10% of those actually converting and handing over their contact details, then you can actually easily improve that. Okay, so if they are converting wildly better than that, it's going to be difficult for you to add value on this specific metric here. All right. Okay, so going into campaigns now, the majority of money from Klaviyo and retention marketing is going to come from flows, all right? But campaigns are an incredibly useful tool in order to be able to retarget customers who have previously engaged with the brand. Okay, so what we do with the ecom email accelerator is we've got, I think it's 6 now, it was 5, so we've got 5 to 6 different campaign types. When we say type of campaign, it's not just about sending out sales promotional emails saying, hi, we're X brand, buy, our products. And what you want to really make sure, we talk about it here, is that over 30% of the emails in your campaign strategy are trust-based. Okay, so you don't want to just be blasting out sales emails. You want to add value in different ways, which is what we do through the EEA. Okay. So prior to that, you want to just double check when you're auditing the brand, what is their list size like? Okay, so this is not active profiles. Within Klaviyo, their active profile, if they're an established brand, their active profile total is going to be much higher probably than their list size. Their list size is is the total number of individual recipients who have overtly given them, the brand, permission to capture, store, and retarget using their data. Okay, namely email address, first name, and SMS number. All right, so is the list size less than 20K, or is the list size over 20K? Okay, so when it's under 20K, you want to send 10 to 12 campaign emails a month maximum, and you want to warm up to that. If it's over 20K, you can go for 12 plus emails a month as a general rule. All right. So in terms of the campaign type, we just talked about that. You've got to make sure that your emails that you're sending out aren't just all sales based. But also what you want to do is not miss sales opportunities. Okay, so aim for 1 sales event per month. We are going into Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, and January sale month. So these next 3 months upon us are arguably the biggest 3 months in the e-commerce calendar for any brand in any vertical. And you want to harness and leverage those opportunities. Okay, so those not only will represent opportunities to add additional revenue to your clients' stores, but it's actually going to help you increase their list size exponentially too, right? So the number of people that sign up throughout Black Friday is probably going to be exponentially bigger than, the preceding 11 months of the year, all right? So from there, what you want to make sure for each sale event each month, you want a 3 to 5 email sequence, okay? So don't just send one email saying, it's Black Friday, buy from us and here's a discount. You want at least 3 to 5 emails in any given generic sale event sequence, all right? Black Friday is slightly different. We've got strategies within the EEA that we field tested and deployed over the last 6 years. It worked very, very well. One of the brands that launched the system, I think they did over 3,500 email signups in the first 3 days of their Black Friday reminder campaign. Okay, and that's not even mentioning the revenue that they generated in November itself. All right, so focus on a 3 to 5 email sequence for any sale event. And then again, you want to just see what they're doing and achieving in terms of benchmarks. Okay, so across their campaigns, are their open rates greater than 15%? Are their click-through rates greater than 2%? And is the clicks versus placed orders ratio at least 10 to 1? Okay, so the number of people who are clicking the emails, for every 10 of those, 1 is placing an order. Okay, and if it's not to that level and these benchmarks are underperforming, then you can easily add value. Okay. Next, are their campaigns being A/B tested? So every single campaign, is it going out as an A/B test? If it's not, you can create A/B tests for the client and charge them for that. Are they deploying surveys and things like that to get more data from their existing customer base that they can then use to further personalize retargeting, messaging, and emails indefinitely into the future? If they're not, you can help integrate surveys into campaigns. And then also, do they have a good segmentation strategy? So are they email blasting? Are they sending out generic emails to everybody on their list? Or have they got a number of different segments based on individual buying personas, individual purchasing behaviors, and then other sort of logic conditional based stipulations? Have they got a number of different segmentations created? If they haven't, you can get pretty creative with the types of segments that you can create for the client. Okay. So next, what you want to do from a sort of overview, top level point of view is look at their creative. All right. So are is the design in all of their flows on brand? Are the colorways correct? Are the emails designed to e-commerce best practices or not? Have they updated their designs every quarter? So every 3 months, are they having a design refresh? And equally, are they creating new sale month specific designs? Okay, are they, for example, are they running their generic email designs in Black Friday and again in Christmas? All right, so those key sale months represent really, really good opportunities for you as an agency to pitch additional design services to clients in order to create Christmas specific graphics and things like that. All right. Copy. Now look at the copy in their emails. Has the copy been written by a non-native English speaker? Is the copy poor? Does it not look like it's converting well? You'll be able to get a good level of sort of analysis from this from A/B tests if they are running them. Equally, if you're pitching A/B testing, you'll be able to get a good idea with copy over the next 14 days of launching campaigns for them, what works and what doesn't. All right, and it loops back to their ICP and actually understanding understanding the product and the niche and their ideal customer profiles, because that directly plugs into your copywriting strategy. Okay. Now, next is the pop-up design on brand. Does it also match all of the flows in the campaigns, emails, and are they harnessing social proof? Okay, so is there reviews, testimonials, and proof of concept in all of the designs across flows and across campaigns? All right. So from here, guys, we're just over 20 minutes now, but hopefully you've got the gist of everything. This is going to give you a 100% accurate and solid reflection of what you need to include in your email brand audits. Okay, so this is specifically for e-commerce brands. Use this if you're running a brand yourself. More importantly, if you're an agency or a freelancer, use this as a workflow and a step-by-step process to document how you are auditing that brand. Okay, so you can do it on a screen share and share it with potential clients, or equally you can every note that you take down from analyzing their current account and existing infrastructure and setup, jot it down into a document and then build that into your proposal. Okay, so I will need to create future videos on how to create the perfect email agency proposal, because there is a specific science to it. But when you do it correctly, what you want to do is make sure that everything in your audits plug into your proposal as action items. Okay, it's also the way that you can attract top talent, and you can find individuals who can actually carry out your vision and your strategy based on the audits that you are creating. All right, so hopefully that helps, guys. Now, I know a lot of you guys in the Discord are asking about email agency stuff. Okay, we're in a position, and I'm in a personal position where I have a ton of, knowledge across a broad spectrum of components of growing a successful ecom agency. Okay, it's just a matter of me spending the time and actually putting pen to paper and recording the videos on it. All right, so if you've got any specific questions about anything email or agency related, drop a comment below, jump into our Discord server and send me a message, and I'll be more than happy to help. All right, guys, hope you are all well in your endeavors, and hopefully we can catch up in the next video soon. All right, cheers.